Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be taking a first look at Peppermint OS. I know a lot of the rest of the crew decided that they wanted to do Salient. I did take a quick peek at that. I did enjoy it, but it is Arch based, so I wasn't stepping too far out of my comfort zone or what I'm normally used to with it. So I decided to go with something that is a little bit different from what I'm used to. I have this fresh install of Peppermint. I didn't do much to it. I did install OBS so I can record this video, of course, and I installed a few other things to get things the way that I would normally run my system, or as close to it as I possibly can. This is not a review. Full disclosure, this is not a review of Peppermint OS. These are my first impressions, and you're going to see a lot of things for the first time as I see them. So it'll be like my initial reactions. To start off, it looks like it's running XFCE. I did run the updates because I did figure out that well, when I look at a distro like this, I try to do things the way that the normal user would. I know a lot of us, more experienced users, when we're looking for software, we would run, right to the command line and start working with a package manager. But when you're looking at these distros, you have to think and kind of put yourself in the shoes of the normal user, and that's what I try to do. So, which means, limited to no command line use. I did use the command line to get a few things, but I used the I guess it's the Mint Software Center, or it looks like the Mint Software Center here, to get OBS Studio and whatnot. So we'll take a look at what's going on here, and one of the first things I'm going to do, I'm going to open up a terminal, and this is not what it's going to look like by default. I did tweak the terminal a little bit. I switched my shell to ZSH and switched the style a bit, just because this is how I like my terminal to be. This is how I have it set up in my regular Arch system, so I did get it to there. I also have it run NeoFetch at initial launch, and as you can tell, NeoFetch does give us some information as to what's going on here. As you can tell, I'm running Peppermint 9, kernel 4.15. Got the Z shell. This is kind of interesting here. The desktop environment is LXDE, but the window manager is XFWM4, and I believe that's the default window manager for XFCE4. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Let's see. I am running OBS, but we're gonna run HTOP here and see what's going on in the background here. Not bad. It looks like OBS is taking up most of my CPU, which is to be expected. Not much else going on in the background, and that's not taking up that much CPU power anyway. It hasn't dipped into the swap at all. So I'm impressed with the lightweightedness of this distro so far. As you can tell, this is not an impressive machine. It's a basic AMD quad core, 8 gigs of RAM. It's a standard machine, standard laptop. We'll get out of there. Let's look what we got here for applications. ice, which, you know what? Let's give this a shot. I haven't tried this yet. Apparently what ice is it's supposed to be a way to get a web page or something of that matter. I mean, Steve, from Steve's very own, or English Bob, or somebody who runs Peppermint on a regular basis, or EB, I forget who it is that does, but maybe they can help explain to me what an ice application actually is in better detail. But from what I understand, it's an application that will create almost like it'll, let me see if I can explain this correctly. It'll turn a web page, a website, into an application. So, like, not exactly turn a web page into an application, but it'll turn it into, like, when you click on this icon or this application, it'll just open up that web page in like a single view. No address bar or anything. It's just that as an app, but it is web based. I'm gonna give this a shot with MeWe, and we're gonna check this out. Make sure I get the exact address right. MeWe. Okay. So I'm going to type in HTTPS, 2 T's, MeWe.com. And MeWe is an alternative to Facebook that actually respects one's privacy. We'll select an icon later. I don't really have anything to go with it. Where's the menu? Where in the menu? I'll leave it in internet. Yeah. I'll open it since I don't have any other web browsers installed yet. I'll leave it as Firefox. Did it do anything? Let's see what happens. Again, I have not tested this out yet, so you're seeing this as I see it. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Now, I don't care if anybody sees my email address. Let's see if I could actually get this to go through. Whoops. Does it not? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Wow. I'll just X out of that for now. This is pretty neat. I gotta hand it to them. I can see myself using something like this. Yeah. Neat little feature here. And again, you saw me try this for the first time here, so it did work. X out of that. It looks like I'm guessing that these are ICE applications too. I don't really use Microsoft Office that much, so like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we could just maybe, we'll go through some of these applications here. See what we got for files here. using Nemo. Wow. So it's not just XFCE and LXDE. They're taking things from every desktop environment. Nemo is the default for Cinnamon. This is getting interesting. I'd be kind of, I'll be honest, I'd be kind of nervous to run like a hybrid desktop. Just because, I don't know, I feel like I would be a little, I don't know what the word is, like, scattered. Like, if there's an issue, I might not know where to look or which forum to go to, but from what I understand, Peppermint has a very strong community, so, it might not be an issue. Let's check out the software manager. And what I'll say is this: I learned this today when I tried to install OBS Studio. If you have updates pending, do not try to install anything from the Software Center until you run those updates. It will hang, it will not install. And I sat there for about half an hour waiting for OBS to install. And I know OBS is a pretty big file, it's a pretty big application, but it shouldn't have taken that long. It's never taken that long for me. So, in the end of the day, I had to forcibly quit the software manager. I ran the updates, and after I ran the updates, it installed to the software center. I installed a couple other packages via the command line just for time's sake. But I did attempt at least one program through the software center. For the sake of time, we're going to pick maybe a simple application. I use Stellarium a lot. I am a bit of a, I'm really into astronomy. Not professionally or anything, but like, I think this is a very neat application because I like to look up at the stars and whatnot. So we'll try to install Stellarium. And it looks like you can just go down here. It'll tell you what has to get installed for it here. And hit continue. It's going to ask you for your password. Installing. Now you can go down here and check out the reviews. This is a pretty good application. I might do a video on this alone. If I ever get a telescope that's compatible with it. Like, it is cross-platform, and it does work with certain telescopes. However, I've only used it to point me in the right direction to know where to look to find like Jupiter or whatever I'm looking for in the night sky. It's a pretty decent app. Just use it as an example to see if it installs through the software center. And it looks like it's running pretty smoothly. Again, it's not as quick. I know some of us will argue like, okay, it's more efficient to run it through the command line, and that's true. I would agree with that. And my natural reflex is to always go to the command line and to install my programs. However, the new user's not going to do that. And this is a distribution that is geared towards the new user. And so I'm trying to go about this the way that an average user or a new user would go about it. Which, like I said before, average user, if you're going to grade a distribution for how well it would work with an average user, basically the more command line you have to dive into, like absolutely need to fix things, the lower the grade should be. Because like some of us, the command line is fine, we're comfortable with it, but someone just coming over from Windows or something, or someone who's new to computers in general, which I don't know who's new to computers in general, but you get what I mean. The average user is not going to go on the command line. They're terrified of it. And so we do have to keep that in mind. And I know I was at one point. I think we all were. So Office doesn't have LibreOffice installed by default. I noticed it doesn't have a lot of things installed by default. But anyway, let's go through and see if Stellarium installed. Yep. Yeah, it is. We'll see if it boots up. Yeah, it's working just fine. Aside from the fact that things are in pairs, that's no big deal though. You could easily change that. Yeah. So far so good. I wonder. Let's go to accessories. We'll see what we got going here. Menu editor, task manager. Let's see. It's not bad. We're at 50% of the CPU. And that's with OBS running, mind you. Mind you, I am recording this, so that might be why some of this is a little high, but that's to be expected. Let's see what version of Firefox we are running. I haven't gotten around to installing Chrome yet. It may or may not be on my to-do list just yet, depending on 64.0, depending on how long I'm going to keep this on my machine. So it looks like it's only one version behind Firefox. My ARC system is running 65, this has 64, so it's only one version behind. That's not bad, that's a pretty current version. See, graphics, not much going on there either. So there's not much installed by default. There's the MeWe client, ICE application, Firefox, Skype web client. I'm guessing that's another ICE thingy. I'm surprised I haven't slipped on all the ICE. There's a lot of ICE in this initial install. I tell you what, we'll check out. This is my preferred GUI to install applications. If I have to use a graphical interface, I prefer Synaptic, just because it's like a tiny bit easier to find what I'm looking for, and it's a little quicker. That being said, the other Software Center was just fine for the new user. Additional drivers. I shouldn't have any proprietary drivers on this machine. It's just a basic, integrated graphics and whatnot. Yeah, the Software Center looked to me. The Software Center looked exactly like what I remembered the Mint Software Center to be. Or wait. Uh-oh. This isn't what I had open before. This is the GNOME Software Center. This is different from what we just installed Stellarium on. So there's two graphical software centers. That might be a little confusing for the new user, but I'm willing to roll with it. So what we got here. updates. System's up to date. I hope so. I just ran one. Let's try to find that other software manager that I had. I wonder if it's this one. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, is it just me or does this look different from the other one that we just had open? Let's see if we can open both of them side by side. Oh, yep, they are different. And I could tell this one's the GNOME Software Center because look at the border here. It's definitely GTK3. This one seems to be GTK2. But yeah, anyway, this looks like this one here, not this one. I know this is the GNOME Software Center. About, let's see what this is. Mint install. This looks like what I remembered the Linux Mint Software Center to be. I don't know if I would put two software managers on the same computer, on the same system. I mean, I would understand if it was like GNOME Software Center and Synaptic. But here we have two software centers here, and I can't help but think that that might confuse the new user. Especially, I don't know if they enable both of these to spit out like update notifications or not, but that could lead to some confusion down the road, I think. I'm not criticizing either one of them. They're both great in their own right. I'm going to say maybe just pick one or the other. Update Manager. Same as the Mint Update Manager. Oh. Mint Update. Yep, this is exactly what I remember with Mint. Mint is a rock solid distribution too. My overall first impressions, very impressive, very stable. The one thing that looked very unique to it was the ICE applications. I don't know that I have seen this on any other distribution. But you saw me test it out right here. I picked out a random website, MeWe, and it worked out of the box. I gotta give them credit for that. I didn't usually I expect things to like be buggy and quirky and like, oh boy, I'm gonna have to figure this out on camera. And I didn't have to do that. It just worked. We have VLC. Version 3.03. Let's see what the current version is. Uh-oh. That's all that information, y'all. Yeah, the current version is 3.0.6. So this is very close as well. VLC is my media player of choice, although I have been learning to like Dead Beef too. I installed OBS. That does not come by default. We have media player. So is that the only file manager is Nemo? Well, you know, I'm gonna end this. Not just yet, but I'm gonna finish this off by trying to open one of these Microsoft Office applications, and we'll see where this goes. I have a feeling that it's a It's an ice application. Yep. See, it's opening up Firefox. It wants me to sign in. To be honest, I don't even remember my Microsoft ID. I probably, if I really think about it, no, it's out. They got like 50 domains for this one. Personal account. It's probably gonna tell me that I need to change my password because it's been so long. Looks good. By the way, that is not my phone number anymore, so I wasn't expecting it to show my phone number on here. But then again, what do you expect from Microsoft? The only reason I'm not going to edit that out is because it really isn't my phone number. If you call that, I don't know who you're going to get. It used to be my Google Hangouts phone number. But I changed that after someone kept harassing me. I paid the $10 or whatever it was to actually change my Google number. So this looks like, I can't remember the last time I've used Microsoft Office, so don't ask me how to use this. I think I would prefer LibreOffice is what I'm used to. I don't really know how to use that either, but you know, I'm not a professional at any of these applications. You know, I just kind of tinker around with them, and like when I want to get something done, I just kind of look up how to do it and get it done. That's how I learn. But let's see if I can make a new document. Sorry you couldn't create your... You can try again in a few minutes or go to OneDrive now. It's probably because I haven't paid for this. If I was using this full time, I would probably get rid of the Microsoft Office ICE applications here. I would install LibreOffice. I would use the ICE applications for certain things. You know, MeWe is a good application for it. You know, I'm sure maybe some people use it for Twitter or Facebook or whatever, and then you could have like your own little Facebook app right there on the desktop. You could have your own MeWe app right there on the desktop. I can see how that would come in handy. And I can see how that would be pretty neat, especially for like the new user. You know, that's what they want. They want to get on Facebook, play their Candy Crush or whatever they do. Yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about this. It's a little confusing with all the different elements from different desktop environments here. But it seems like they've meshed it all together very well. It seems to be a very smooth experience. Very minimal. Not a lot installed here by default. Only 1,800 packages. $17.99, not that. Yeah. Very neat distro, very stable. Who would I recommend this to? The new user. Yep, I would. That's all I have to say. Is nothing but good about this distro. I mean, could I live with it on my daily, as a daily driver? Yeah, I think so. Will I? No, not unless something crazy happens to my Arch system. Just because I'm not a distro hopper, I got it working, and I'd rather, you know, keep my main rig the same. Um, However, this is a very good distribution. I would recommend it. I will post the link to the Peppermint's website in the description of this video. If you're interested, pay them a visit. Download the ISO. And matter of fact, let's take a look at where they rank. Distro. Oh, look at that! They put DuckDuckGo as their default search engine. That's neat. Privacy in mind. It would help if I could spell. Let's see how they. What am I doing? There we go. Let's see how they're doing here. Scroll down here and see where we line up. Still got Manjaro at number 1. I mean, I don't know how accurate these things are. I mean, these could be bots and whatnot. I mean, there's no way that Manjaro is the most popular. I mean, I know it's a very decent distro, but number 27. Yeah, looks like it's stagnated a bit, but yeah. I mean, give Peppermint a shot. Give it a try in a virtual box or whatever, and if you think it's for you, have at it. It's a very good distribution, very stable, and from what I hear from people who use it, the forums are very hospitable. Very, very nice people on the forums. They will help you if you have questions, and they're happy to do so. Unlike, some forums aren't. But anyway, on that note, I think I'm going to end this. Overall thoughts, very good distribution, very stable, rock solid. Very easy to use, especially for a newbie, I think. And I will catch you next time. Thanks for stopping by. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe, comment below. I look forward to hearing your feedback. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.